Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, it's Dimma. I'm doing a Q&A today. I haven't done one in a very long time. The last one was last year and this is my first one this year. I like to do these once in a while because it gives you guys the opportunity to ask me questions that I've not answered throughout the year. It also gives me the opportunity to answer questions that I didn't even know you guys would want answers to. So let me know if you guys would like me to do these more often, but I'm going to jump right into the questions. I really love the Instagram question feature. I love the way that the questions all come in neat boxes. That's what I use for all my Q&As. I always tell you guys to ask me questions with that feature and then I come on here and I answer them. So the first question is from Berry Dakara and she says, what would you do with the money if you won $1 million? Guys, there's a kind of money that will land on your laps. First of all, you'll be confused. And then if you start thinking, you have to be confused at first. $1 million, what? Guys, there's so much I can do with that amount of money, but the only thing that comes to my mind right now is travel. I will definitely use part of it to travel and maybe save the rest. The next is, as a newbie, how do I combine the stress of filming and still doing other things I have to do? I really understand this question because, guys, filming is a lot of work, editing is a lot of work. The only thing that I'd highly recommend is scheduling. Pick weeks or days, certain weeks, and film in bulk. Maybe film about 3 videos a day and gradually start editing so that when you finally start publishing, you don't take breaks in between. So that, you know, at least every week, then there's no pressure to deliver something. Guys, YouTube is a lot of work. And that's the reason why I see a lot of people who maybe they start out with YouTube and then go start a proper business on the side. Their YouTube might start struggling. And it's because it's so hard to split your attention. If you're doing YouTube full-time especially, I just say film in bulk and try to schedule. It will help you a lot because that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm still trying to perfect. So film in bulk, edit, and then gradually start posting so that the pressure isn't too much. This is from Afri Beauty Collective and she says, what have you learned this past year that is really important? And to me, it's to just be easy on myself, to take it easy. Guys, I can get so critical. It's so funny because people looking at me might be like, oh, she's doing so well, she's working so hard, her channel is growing and all of that. But then the truth is that, guys, I have a lot of days where I actually feel like I should be doing a lot better than I am doing now. It's like a constant feeling sometimes. And the good thing for me is that I started talking to family members and friends about it. So they make it their business these days to just constantly remind me that I am doing well. I am getting work done. You know, even if it doesn't look like that to me, I'm getting work done. So I've learned to be easy on myself, to know that any mistake I make can be fixed. There was a time on YouTube where if I posted one video and the video didn't do well, I'll be depressed for like 1 week. I'm no longer like that now. I've learned this, especially this past year. I've really learned this and I'm sticking to it, okay? Would you ever relocate outside of Nigeria? I don't really think so right now where I'm at, because I know that I do have an advantage with where I am right now. This is like an emerging industry, the creative influencer thing here in Nigeria. In a lot of places in the diaspora is a bit saturated. There's so many people doing what I do. However, I feel like with how much I've grown and how much I intend to grow here, I want to make it my thing that if you come into Africa or Nigeria and you're looking for creators or influencers in my niche, beauty, lifestyle, and fashion, my name must definitely come up. So I don't think that I'm relocating anytime soon. I haven't been saying names though. The what would you do with 1 million is from Berry Dakara. Official Ryan John asked, as a newbie, how do you combine stress? Afri Beauty Collective asked, what have you done this past year? Teresa asked, would you ever relocate? Teresa is asking again, if you get into a relationship, would you ever post about him? Guys, I don't think that I would. You know, I have been in relationships on this channel since I came back on YouTube, but I never. Okay, it's just because social media is crazy, man. You don't want, I don't know, maybe at a point I will, but at the beginning, initial stages, I will not. Because people can be so entitled here, and I'm a very private person. Even with the whole Nikki and Jamie situation, like I've seen people camped in the comment section. These people are going through such a tough time, and people are there insulting them and saying, oh, we watch your video, so we technically pay you, so you owe us an explanation as to why you guys have separated. Are you okay? That doesn't make sense. So I will maybe at a point when things become a lot more permanent, but at the beginning I will not. The next one is, how do you get past not wanting to film and knowing you need to because you're low on content? This is a very good question and this is from Sadi Taher, I think. From Sadi, And because I also have those days when, if not even being low on content, I know that brands have paid for certain things and you're not in the mental space where you want to do work, you don't want to film, you don't want to edit, and it can be hard. What I normally do is I just go on YouTube and watch very creative people who like I look up to on YouTube, and I let their content inspire me. Sometimes you don't even start out like wanting to be inspired. You just want to watch videos, but by the time you're done, you feel like you want to film. I also reach out to people and try to talk myself out of that state, like that mental state, with people who I trust. There was a time last year that I didn't want to edit, like for a long time. I was really struggling. I wasn't posting a lot of content. I reached out to Jackie and we had a very nice conversation, and she really encouraged me and told me things that she would do, because it's actually a genuine problem, you know. It can be. And this creative work is tied to emotion sometimes. It can be. So just like what I've said, reach out to people, talk to them, and watch people who you're inspired by. It will also inspire you to want to create content. The next one is from Norma. What if I am a vampire? Will you disown me? Of course I'll disown you. I don't deal with witches and wizards. The next one is, are you in a relationship right now? No. Guys, I have a lot of, do you have a boyfriend? Are you in a relationship questions? Yeah, so I will just answer questions that have been repeated once by one person. The next one is from Dr. Duni, and she says, what did you grow up wanting to be as a child? I wanted to be a lawyer. You know, we'll make jokes about how my sister will be a doctor and I'll be a lawyer, because I used to talk and talk and talk and talk. My mom was like, with all this your ekureku, all this you're talking, you have to end up a lawyer. I really wanted to be a lawyer growing up, but then like by the time I got to secondary school, I didn't even want that again. And the next is, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? With a thriving business, guys. With a thriving business, in a good relationship, and maybe with a child or two. The next one is from someone called Purple Geek, and she says, what do you do with your old vlogging cameras? I sell them mostly. Sometimes, like the first camera I ever used on YouTube, guys, that camera was so beat up that it couldn't even be fixed. And my current vlogging camera, I've been using it since 2015. That one is so beat up now. Even the memory card slot is hanging open. If the cameras are well used, there are some of them, especially the main ones, the main cameras, those ones, like, if I am ready to change, there's always really nothing wrong with the main cameras. So what I do is I just sell them. I sell them. That's the best thing to do. The next one is, what country would you recommend for a person going to do their masters? This is from It's Nguvan. And I'd say if you school in West Africa, mainly Nigeria especially, I'd highly recommend that you go to the UK, because their system of education is very similar to ours. It's not too far. I'm saying this because I guess I'm a bit biased. You know, that's where I did mine. But then I know people who have gone to other countries and they've done good masters. So this is my answer to that question. The next is by Pretty Cool Som. How old are you? Are you single, and what part of Igbo are you from? I've answered these questions so many times. So the first one is, how old are you? I turned 29 in June. Are you single or dating? I just answered that I'm single. And what part of Igbo are you from? State? I'm from Anambra State. Dimma, you haven't given us a skincare routine in 2019. Are you still using your previous skincare routine products? Some things have actually changed, but I'll be doing a new skincare routine video soon, okay? And this one is from Nabila S. Garba, that question. Hey lady, will you start doing IGTV videos? And this is from TN Mayna, I think. I don't think so. Not anytime soon. Maybe very casual videos, but not serious videos, because I don't stand to gain anything reasonable from that platform outside of views. So I won't put all that work into creating content and go and put it on Instagram where I'm not paid. Nah. Would you ever film a video on how you edit your videos for YouTube? This is from Ashley Omajaja. Do you guys want me to do this? Please let me know, okay? And then, yeah, I'll do that. Hello, how are you able to fight procrastination? By just knowing that if I did it at the time, then I will be happy. If I left it for later, the probability that I'll not be happy is very high. And this is from Best Attraction. That question was, please, can you do a review for the Match Studio Fix Foundation and Match Master Foundation? Guys, I've reviewed these in the past, and this is from Ellie Dochi. Check my blog and just search. You're going to find my reviews for these two foundations. Hello from South Africa. Does YouTube pay you in Naira or dollars? YouTube pays creators everywhere in dollars. It pays me in dollars. How did you start being a content creator? I'm just starting and it feels hard. Guys, I started a long time ago, back in 2012, and I just started. There weren't a lot of people from Nigeria on YouTube at the time, so I just felt, okay, I might as well be one of the first people. So I know it feels a bit hard, but if you're putting out quality content and if you're looking at just studying how people respond to what you're posting, you can actually do it now. Trust me. And that question was from Queen RK. This is from Nailed Right. Hi Dimma, what kind of lighting do you use when filming? I use natural light. I'm literally sitting in front of two very big windows. I don't use artificial lighting because I don't like the way that they look for me. Have you ever tried Tinder in Nigeria? How was it? The funny thing is, nah, please. I'm scared. I don't think that I would try Tinder here. I feel like it's such a risky thing to do. Be careful, though. You know, because I just feel like you're not really in a system that will hold people accountable. So be careful if you're using Tinder. But I know somebody who met somebody really good on Tinder last year. I have a friend that did. So you can also try it if you want to, you know. Hi, you mentioned, this is from Lonit Graham. You mentioned a month ago that you might be doing a video on how YouTubers make money. Please, when? By the time this video goes up, that video should have gone up. So I'm just happy that I finally did it. The next is from Dimma_I. How many siblings do you have? I have 6 siblings. We're 7 in my family. This is from Furo Inspire. What made you start YouTube? I started YouTube because I wanted to share, guys. I wanted to share. And I started YouTube for that reason. The next is from Chi.Dimma, and she asks, are you considering going into interior design or decor? Guys, I am really considering this. The reaction to my house tour was so positive, and I had a couple of people reach out. I'm working towards just having a lot done now so that I can outsource some things and really take clients on. It's something I really love. I really love interior design, so of course I would want to. Okay, so the next question is from FTOURAY220. She says, has moving to your new place had any effect on your creativity? I'm going to say yes. Actually, it has. I just feel like filming a lot more now than I used to last year. And it's the fact that I have a lot of light coming in through here, and the fact that I could film in like my bedroom and not just one room or the living room if I wanted, because my old living room didn't have any windows that let sunlight come in. The only window, or the 2 windows that I had, were like facing a corridor, so it wasn't that bright. So this place has just made me ginger to film, you know. This one is one that I answered in my last Q&A. I think I look a bit washed out, guys. The sun is changing, that's why. The next is, how did you learn to do makeup? I've answered this question so many times, and I learned how to do makeup on YouTube by watching other YouTubers and practicing on myself. This is from Simi Buba, and she's asking, who is your wig plug? Guys, I don't really have any person I buy wigs from in Lagos here. My wigs are mostly wigs that have been sent to me for content or with brands that I have worked with, and my wigs are mostly from like RPG Show, Divas Wigs and stuff like that. And I always show you guys the wigs when I first receive them, but then like the one that I'm wearing right now, to get it laid like this, customized and all of that, Adefunke customizes my frontals for me, but I buy my wigs from like Divas Wigs, RPG Show. Even like when I buy with my money, I buy from Divas Wigs, RPG Show and the rest. The next one is from the same person. What other job do you have? I do YouTube full-time. I've said this so many times. This one is from Okpeyemi_, and she asks, have you ever felt like closing your YouTube channel out of frustration? I have actually never been that frustrated. God, there's a fly in this room. If you see it, ignore it. I don't even know where it came from. I have been frustrated like when I have like, you know, I'm not in the mental space where I want to do anything and all of that. I've explained that to you guys, but I've never been like so frustrated that I feel like I want to delete this. Nah, I've never gotten to that point before. The next one is from Chi.Dimma, and she says, how stressful is it keeping short hair? Tips considering ending my natural hair journey. Anyanwago. Guys, it's actually not easy. I didn't used to be that good with hair, but then having my hair short, like it made me go learn how to do a lot of things when it came to my own hair. So every time you guys saw me wearing my hair short, I styled it myself. Like I would curl it, I'll use a mousse myself. I even have a tutorial. If you have not seen my how I style my short hair video, I'm going to have a link somewhere here or put a screenshot. Go check that video out. But then I've seen people who rock the same hairstyle talking about how they just tie it down and run their fingers through it in the morning and then it retains the same shape. It's never like that for me. I feel like I almost have to like just curl my hair again at least every 2 days or something, you know? So if you don't have time, or if you work a job that doesn't like, you don't have the time in the morning to fuss over things, you might not want to do the pixie cut on your natural hair because you will need to style it, honestly, you will. The next one is from someone called Nwanne, and she says, when will you do a meetup in London? I honestly don't know. If this is actually something you guys want, let me know. When next I am there, I'll try to do one. Okay, it's just that I just always feel like people are really not interested in a meetup in London. So let me know if this is something that some of you in London really want, then I'll probably work towards it. And the next is from Sandra Chupit, I think. She says, please, which camera do you use? For filming regular videos right now, I use my Canon 5D Mark IV. For most of my Instagram pictures, the ones that I take with the camera, I use my Canon 5D Mark IV. For my vlogs, I use the Sony a5100 and I use it with a Sigma 16mm 1.4 lens. With my Canon 5D, I use the Canon 50mm 1.4 lens. With Instagram, a lot of my pictures I actually take with my phone too, so. How were you able to build up a YouTube channel over the years, guys? By posting and being consistent, going back and working on my content in general, just working on quality, doing things that I feel like people respond positively to. I've talked about this before as well. YouTube is just like be yourself more than anything else. More than all these like videos and pep talks and articles you will read. Yes, they will help you figure out certain things, but YouTube, you also have to be yourself. So just try and do what comes easy and be consistent with it and do more of the things that people will react positively to, okay? This one is from Umeh Asa _. She says, I wish you could come to Unilag. I'd pay to see you. Guys, you guys really want me to come to Unilag? This one is easy because I'm in Lagos. Is a meetup in Unilag something that you guys are open to? Let me know. I can actually work on this one and like work on it really fast. So do you guys want me to do a meetup in Unilag? Let me know. This is from IVI _VIE _. Would you ever want to have long hair or you prefer to keep it short for life? I actually think that I could live the rest of my life with my hair short. I've explained on this channel before that around the age where a lot of girls were experimenting with their hair, trying to figure out how to style it, I was shaving my hair. I shaved my hair for 6 years for secondary school, like mala, okay? Like bald almost, okay? I had a little bit of hair, maybe an inch of growth or something, but then I'm just not very good when like hair is long. Even when it comes to weaves, you guys notice most of the times that when a hair is long, a weave is long, I keep touching it because I want it off my body, but then I know it looks good on me because I need wigs, because I'm also trying to give my edges some rest before I cut it again. Like, it's just an entire process. I'm still not very comfortable with hair that is very long, so I don't think that I would ever consciously grow my hair out like long, no. So the next one is from Rose KY89. What's your favorite foundation so far? If you've been watching me, you probably know that MAC Studio Fix Fluid is hands down one of my favorite foundations in this world, followed closely by Fenty Beauty's Pro Filter Foundation. I'm in the shade 420 in Fenty Beauty, and with the MAC Studio Fix Fluid, I'm in NW45. I'm NW45. So this is from Queen _Nippy_Ruth. She asks, what app did you use to design your YouTube intro clip? I used Final Cut for that. I did it myself. I did it in like 15 minutes. It was so easy. I just got a song that I liked and I did the, you know, the whole thing. It wasn't hard. Like if you're used to editing already, I did it on Final Cut. It wasn't a hard intro to do at all. Okay, so this is from Jenny Nent. What's the worst date you've ever been on? Oh God. There was this date that it was just such a weird thing. This person kept on talking about things that didn't really have anything to do with the date. Wanted to talk more about my work than anything. Didn't want to talk about anything personal, like what you do, what I do, like what interests are. And for basically every single thing that you say, he feels like he has to counter it with something else. Like, it was such a frustrating thing. I don't know. I remember that on Danny TV, when I did 37 questions, they asked me, this is the same date I'm talking about. Do you sometimes write to companies to be added to a PR list, or do they just reach out to you? 99.9% of the time, the companies reach out to me themselves and just add me. I get an email from somebody in the company and they just add me to the list. On some very rare occasions, I have emailed brands and they respond positively to the email. And they'll send you stuff. But what I realize with reaching out sometimes is that it doesn't really add you to the main list. They can send you a product one-off based on that email, but then it doesn't really add you to their main PR list. And I feel like a very big factor for me is just that Nigeria is my location. And some of the brands that I have reached out to don't really even think about Nigeria half of the time. But then most of the PR that I receive from companies that reached out to me themselves. But it's also a good idea to reach out to companies yourself, send an email, introduce yourself, plug in your YouTube channel, Instagram, every place or every social media where you have following, list out the amount of following that you have. If possible, add direct links to your account in the proposal, or just like whatever it is that you're writing in the email. It helps a lot. So this one is from Uzimami and she's asking, how did you grow your channel to get brands to want to work with you? Guys, brands are attracted to numbers. The more your views, the more your subscribers, they're like brand magnets. Brands are trying to reach people through you, whether you like it or not, or whether they make it look like that or not at the beginning, but they are after your audience. So they tend to move towards people who have like good audience, people who they feel they can reach others through, if that makes sense. And then the last one is from Lady Yell, and the question is, are you a feminist? Guys, yes, I am a feminist. I am a feminist. If you guys want me to do a video dedicated to this, please let me know. But this is as much questions that I can answer right now. This isn't a long Q&A, but let me know if you want me to do these more often. And I can even answer some of the questions that I didn't answer here in a next video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. I'll see you in my next one.